Hello, it is Tuesday, February 1st, and this video is new and original content for the YouTube channel Travel Inspired. My name is Brittany, and I am here to just show you a little tip that I use when I'm booking travel. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you today, and we'll get started. So in the last video, I talked a lot about booking flights and how booking flights is a really long process that I do in order to find the cheapest flight possible. So this time we're going to assume that I'm going to Colombia for a month in May, which is actually happening. And this is how I find places to stay. So I tend to travel as cheaply as possible. And some of the ways that I do this are by staying in hostels, by couch surfing, and by doing things like Worldpackers. And then when all is said and done, if I haven't found anything satisfactory, I will stay in Airbnbs or sometimes in hotels that I get commission on. So as a travel agent for other people, I tend to book hotels. You cannot book Airbnbs for yourself as a travel agent under your travel agent name. You don't get commission on it. So Hostel World is one of the places that I book travel. So I just go to hostelworld.com. I'm going to Colombia. So let's see what they have available for the first week. I'm going to go ahead and go to one guest here. So I decided on Colombia because I figured the amount of money I was spending on tickets versus the amount of money that I would spend in country evened out pretty well. So here are some hostels in Cartagena. I like to sort them by the best rated. Actually, what we should do is filter that by ratings above 8 only, and then sort by the lowest price. So, to get an idea of how much I will spend, looks like an average dorm for a good hostel. I tend to avoid the ones with only one review. Good hostel, probably no more than $12 a night. Maybe no more than $15 a night. So $15 a night for a whole week is pretty good. This one comes with free breakfast and it's $11. Got some great reviews. Yeah, located near the Gold Museum. So let's see, do they have female only dorms? No, they have mixed dorms. Standard mixed dorm. One bed. So I'm going to end up paying about $87 total for a week. Now, that's pretty cheap. That is pretty cheap. But I also found earlier on workaway.com, or .info, pardon me, that I could work, volunteer at a hostel in Old Town in Cartagena and stay a little longer, but stay for free. The exchange would be that I would have to work for at least a month, speak English and Spanish. I know a little Spanish. I know enough Spanish after I lived in Mexico for 6 months, and my Spanish is just okay. Help with reception. They have internet access, and then volunteer for 20 hours a week and get paid in my accommodations and um, in breakfast and food. So this looks like it could be a good option. The other option is couch surfing. Now, when I used couch surfing before, I used it in Europe, stayed for free in France, and that worked out really, really well for me. But couch surfing is now a paid, um, it's now a paid platform. You have to, it's not very much. It's $14 for the entire year. Um, but I haven't paid to access it. Back when I used it for free. So I'm not sure if that's something that I'm going to look into or not. Basically, for couch surfing, you just stay in someone's home. They let you stay for free. I have done it twice now, once in France and once in Oklahoma, of all places, when I was traveling for work. And it both my experience was amazing both times. I was not alone. I was traveling with another woman. I don't think it would be something that I would do alone, but I stayed for free in Paris in the city center, and that's a lot of money saved right there. So, some thoughts. So, finally, I am going for an entire month to Colombia. So, it could be um, pretty worthwhile for me to just, let's say two people, for me to just rent an apartment for the whole month. And I did this in Mexico when I stayed in Mexico City, an apartment that I paid $500 um, for I think 6 weeks. And um, it was well worth it. It was very much worth it. I really enjoyed it, but I was committed to staying in only Mexico City for the 6 weeks. And then I explored outside of Mexico City, but only as like day and weekend trips. And I don't know if I want to do that in Colombia. And it looks like in Cartagena, um, it's pretty expensive in terms of like what you get. Like this is 616 a month. It looks okay. It doesn't have like terrible reviews, but it doesn't have the best reviews. This one has a pool and is 800. I've already started. You can see. It is 800 for the whole month. This one looks pretty good actually. It's pretty big. So 800 a month. It would be much, much, much cheaper if I'm staying in Cartagena for me to just stay in hostels. But in terms of privacy, sometimes it's really, really nice to have your own space. If I wanted to go to Bogota, you know, it looks like there are some apartments within that same range. Oh wow. Yeah, I started this one too because it is beautiful. If I were splitting this with another person, like my boyfriend, this duplex in Bogota would be pretty fantastic. um, or even this one. So I always, when I'm looking for apartments, if I want to stay somewhere longer term, I go to airbnb.com/sublet. And that is how I find these sublets because they will filter out. Let's say you want to go to Ho Chi Minh City. They will filter out by month. One adult. So let's see what it brings up. So for a place like Colombia, you could go either way. If you wanted your own room, long term, for a month, Airbnb versus hostel, for a private room, you're not saving that much money. Wow. You're not saving that much money by staying in a hostel if you're staying in a private room, but if you're staying in an Airbnb, you don't get those social interactions. So that's something to keep in mind. This is gorgeous, and it's only $575 for an entire month. Okay, so you can see kind of, wow, what is this? So you can kind of see what I mean. This is a studio apartment for $240. This is insane. I would live there for 200. I would live there for a month. So that is how I consider apartments and accommodations for a long-term trip. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you in the next video.